Weary, resigned. We all know the weight of a morning routine. The alarm goes off and you shift into an autopilot state, following a checklist that governs every single day without a second thought. Your mind races towards trivial anxieties. You worry about getting your coffee, checking the clock, and stressing over a boss's irritation, ignoring the family right outside your door. But imagine glancing at the morning newspaper, scanning the death column, and seeing your own photograph staring back at you. You try to piece together the night before. There was a sharp, searing pain in your chest. Your wife rushed over, offering water and rubbing your chest to soothe the ache. Exhaustion took over, and you drifted off to sleep, without kissing your son goodnight or saying a word to your wife. Now it's 8 o'clock in the morning. You call out into the house, irritated and worried about being late. But the house is silent. No one answers. Standing in that silence, you realize you have become a powerless spectator to the vacuum of your own absence. The physical pain of the night before is gone, replaced by the horror of being erased while still present in the room. Walking toward the living room, the empty house is suddenly full of people. They are huddled together, weeping quietly, as you look down at your own body, still and cold on the bed. You try to speak, but no one turns around. You reach out, but no one feels your touch. In the bedroom mirror, your reflection feels hollow. You are cut off from the world you still inhabit. In the next room, you see your young son. He is crying, not because he understands the concept of death, but because he sees the profound grief on his mother's face. Panic sets in as you realize you left without telling him how much you loved him. You had years of opportunities to say the words, and you let them slip away in favor of your routine. You look at your parents, broken and trying to console one another. You realize you never took the time to thank them for making you the man you were, leaving a debt of gratitude that can no longer be paid. The grief in the room carries a specific, suffocating weight, the permanent burden of validation and love that was felt, but never delivered. At the edge of the room, a man stands alone, wiping away his tears. It's your best friend, or at least the man who used to be. Years ago, a petty misunderstanding drove a wedge between you. You both allowed it to fester, choosing your pride over your friendship day after day. This shows how ego functions. It acts as an expanding wall, pushing people further apart until connection is lost. You reach out, but he cannot see you. Once the timeline stops, the ego barrier becomes an uncrossable void. The realization of this helplessness is crushing. You are forced to your knees by the weight of things left unsaid. You cry out for a bargain, screaming to the heavens for just a few more days, a temporary suspension of death, simply to hug your child, make your parents proud, and tell your friends you're sorry. Standing before the people you loved and the friend you lost, you realize that every day spent in silence was a choice to value pride over connection. Now that time has expired, that pride has no value. You were shouting in your sleep. A gentle voice breaks the tension. You bolt upright, chest heaving, as the nightmare dissolves. The despair of the living room and the silent house is replaced by a wave of relief. Your wife is standing right there, within reach. You pull her into a tight embrace and tell her she is the most beautiful, caring person in the universe and that you truly love her. The confusion in her eyes turns into a smile. It highlights how often you expected her to care for everything, while you remained distant, hiding behind your own ego. This illustrates two ways of measuring a life. We often look at the linear timeline of years, the miles we travel. But the value is actually found in this web of emotional connections, the smiles and exchanges that give our time its true weight. Do not wait for a second chance that may never come. Let go of the ego, leave the past behind, and express your love while you still have the breath to say the words. The terror of the dream leaves behind a new, urgent clarity. Life is no longer something to be assumed through a routine. It is an active choice to be present and vocal before the chance disappears.